Welcome to the final day of our Cunard 4-night cruise to Amsterdam. We slept in, then got a coffee and a Diet Coke in the chart room. After these, we went out on prom deck to get some fresh air and try to blow away last night's cobwebs. We're not cut out for late nights and cocktails these days, it seems. It was a day at sea, so we enjoyed our walk and the sea views. It was a nice day, but a bit fresh and windy. And we soon headed back inside to the shopping arcade, which was finally open. We bought a few things in the Cunard shop. Then headed up to Deck 9 and the buffet, where we had a wander through and a good look around while it was quiet. We got ourselves a soft drink from one of the dispensers and sat down to drink it. Then, as lunch was now set up, had a look at what was available. The buffet is a decent size, and there are plenty of hot, cold and snack options. We already had lunch plans though, so we just looked today. We then took a seat in the winter garden, where Suze had a bright green healthy juice, and I had another coffee. Following these, we went down to the Verandah Steakhouse on Deck 3, where we had a lunch reservation. We were given some soft, sticky bread and maple butter while we looked through the menu, which was nice but very sweet. For starter, I had the grilled asparagus and crispy poached egg, and Suze had Caesar salad prepared tableside. For mains, Suze had the Aubrey Allen steak, and I had the Aberdeen black sirloin. For sides, we had a dressed wedge salad, triple cooked chips, creamed spinach, and onion rings. For dessert, I had the cherry trifle, and Suze had the cheesecake. This was a pleasant meal, but not perfect, and service was quite slow. We will give it another chance though next time we book Cunard. It only costs around £25 each for lunch. We went back to our cabin for a lie down. Then we spotted the White Cliffs out the window, which meant we were in the Dover Straits. So we put our coats on and headed out on deck to have a look at the port of Dover and a busy shipping lane. We then wandered round the other side of the ship to have a look at France. It was pretty grey and grim on this side. We went up to deck 10 and wandered past the empty pool. The hot tubs were both in use though. They've been busy every day this cruise. There was a really good pianist in the Commodore Club, so we sat down and had a drink while enjoying the music. Then headed back down to deck 1 and our cabin for a rest before dinner. We had a pre-dinner drink in the chart room. Then headed up to the buffet. We'd already packed, so planned on a casual evening tonight. Plus, we wanted to try the food in here. We each got an eclectic mix for dinner, which tasted much better than it looked. Then we went to the dessert counter and got a mixture of tasty little desserts to try. Buffet dinner was actually very pleasant. After dinner, we were going for a wander on deck, but the wind and rain driving in through the door changed our minds. So we went down the deck and got a seat in the winter garden, where a really good Irish folk band, Blackthorn Duo, were playing an awesome mix of songs. We sat and enjoyed the music while the rain was beating down outside. And they went from one foot-tapping number to another. Then we ordered some drinks. Port for me and tea for Suze. And we enjoyed the rest of their set. But eventually, the lack of heating in there drove us out. Across the wet pool deck, and to the Commodore Club, where we decided on a final drink for this cruise. Suze was working through the Cunard gins. I'm not totally convinced she enjoyed this one. I stuck to what I know and had another very nice old-fashioned. Which was followed by a broadside. Then we got an early night. Next morning we were woken around 5 by a forklift bouncing pallets of cases off the side of the ship. We weren't too upset as we wanted to be up early to self-disembark. We collected our belongings, waved goodbye to our comfy cabin, and headed out into the corridor. And along to the grand lobby. We got straight off the ship. having a last look at her through the windows as we walked down the ramp. And then through the empty cruise terminal, down another ramp, through the quiet baggage hall, passing by our last little bit of Cunard, and outside to the taxi rank. Then into a taxi. And we were swiftly dropped back at the West Quay car park. The car was still there, so we loaded up, paid our ticket, which currently costs £7 per night, and got on the road out of Southampton. The weather wasn't great. There was rain, which got heavier, then turned to sleet, and sleet turned into snow, It all looked very festive, but we still had over 400 miles to drive home, so it wasn't ideal. Conditions only worsened, and we'd already been diverted further west due to an accident on one of the main roads on our route. However, once we got as far as Yorkshire, the weather changed completely, and all signs of snow disappeared. And after some more driving, we were across the border into Scotland. We continued north. The weather was still pretty cold and frosty, but it didn't take too long to get up to Stirling. And from there, across to the hills and home. Thanks for watching. We hope you've enjoyed our first Cunard cruise. We definitely did. And we'd be very grateful if you'd give this video a like and subscribe to our channel.